Good morning, peoples. Today is Hump Day, Wednesday, the 9th. Just check this watch. Yeah, the 9th of April, 2025. It's a great, big, beautiful day. You can see the sun in the back shining through the back of the car. It's almost blinding if you're driving to the east. Oh boy. It's there. It's blinding. It's almost blinding when you look at cars in front of you, for sure, and they have the sun reflecting off of their vehicles. So there is this guy on the internet. I don't remember his name, but he tells you you're supposed to get at least every day about 15 to 20 minutes of sunlight into your eyes to help energize your body. Well, I have to say, I think that this counts if you're taking in the sun this way. I don't look directly into the sun, though. I don't think that is not part of what they're trying to tell you to do. Don't look into the sun and blind yourself that way. That is not a great idea. Anyhow, it's a great, big, beautiful day, and it's a glorious day in the D. We're still here. We're still living. Nothing's taking us out. And yeah, we're thankful for that. Today's video, before we get started, I'm going to be talking about something that kind of is really meaningful to myself. And I think that it's really important for you to hear, because it's something we could all do together to make this world a better place. But before we get started, before I go down this rant this morning, why don't you go ahead and just mash that subscribe button, shall you? Just go ahead, mash it, smash it, the subscribe button, become a subscriber, and then for free, well, that's for free too. Subscribing is free. Your support by subscribing is free, and then also it's free again to hit the notification bell so that you know when we upload a video or when we go live, and you don't miss out on all the great content that I make here on the channel. Anyhow, so I'm going to go into this rant rapidly and deeply here. So this morning, every morning I try to start out the day by being kind of a renewed soul, meaning that I say, listen, today's a new day. We may have different challenges every day that we have to overcome. And today is a new day to conquer the challenges, get some wins underneath our belt for the day, and then have one thing that we could talk about that was interesting, or what we did, have like an after action review of the day. I do a postpartum. That's what they say about your day. Saying a daily review. But during the day, you try your hardest to work on the goals and aspirations that you have, short-term goals that will lead to long-term goals. And sometimes there's wins and sometimes there's losses. So one of the things that I've been trying to work on myself is that I'm trying to limit the amount of drama and anxiety and everything in life that stresses you out. Stress in life can cause a lot of aches, pains, heart attacks. It can make you sick really bad. And the world, just not right now, but always has stressors in life. People worry a lot. You become, sleepless over the fact that you can't turn it off. You're thinking about things analyzing your actions and thoughts. You know, and it's just natural to do. It's natural to have, to analyze yourself, to kind of do a in your head, do a what do they call that, a replay of what happened, and kind of go over like what happened, right? It's part of the process of making yourself better. But here's the thing: don't be so hard on yourself. First of all, don't be depressed about something that just didn't work out. Because here's the number one rule that I've been trying to work on is, and it's called the Serenity Prayer. But now this prayer can be applied to a lot of things, but specifically, there's a lot of things in our world that we just have zero control over, that we can't do anything about, that no matter what happens, we can't do anything about it, we can't change it. And so we can only worry and work on the things that we have control to change within ourselves. And usually that's things that are within our own bubble. Meaning that things that are like immediate, that we have control over, that we can change ourselves, like our attitude, working on our goals harder, and stuff like that. And we could try to act differently and do things differently that can also drive different outcomes in life. We can work towards making changes that will change the outcomes and it's like cause and effect, basically. So, with that said, you can also cut down on these stressors. I'm going to digress back to stress. These stressors in life, like whether it be turning on the TV and watching a bunch of news, going on Facebook, watching a bunch of news, reading people's comments that are very, the people go after each other, say a bunch of things that are not so nice, and just reading that, even though you're not participating, but reading that kind of affects you, So, there's a lot of good news and a lot of good things that happen in life, but sometimes the small, one really not so great thing can wipe out 10 good things. So that's one of the goals you got to do, is you got to try to eliminate how much intake you have of things that aren't so great, that may give you depression or anxiety. And that's something that I work on every single day. It's a goal of mine. It's hard to do because, we're a society that likes watching life and we watch TV shows that are drama. They call them drama series, for a reason. We like watching reality TV. That's not just actors, but it's real time, actions that are not rehearsed, that are just happening right off the cuff as they happen. And so we like to watch this kind of stuff. It's intriguing to watch. It keeps people tuned in, wanting more. It's like an addiction, and it doesn't happen on TV. It's happening on Facebook, happens on Instagram, all over social media. So you have to take a step back. You have to unplug. You have to get to a point where you're not consuming all of the, arguments and drama and all of that stuff, so that you can try to live in things that are really make you happy and take you to a happy place, that make you feel good. And those things are things that are times that you are going to be probably the most memorable, and that will make you feeling good when people are in the hospital, for instance, and clowns come by, right? The clown show comes by, or the clowns come by to visit, or anybody comes by to visit, to say the least, really. But they make you feel better, and then your body starts healing. So when you're getting negativity and stuff like that, it's hard to heal. It's hard to really have that positive outlook that really is going to give you the strength and the courage, and have your body really make a change. So it's a challenge every single day. It's like on the top of my list of things to do. It's up there. It's like almost the number one priority every single day. And sometimes there's wins, and sometimes there's loses, and sometimes the battle's hard. It's like an addiction, of anything. So, there's a lot of things in the world, a lot of different. Here's something we can all work on. If we did not pay attention to a lot of things that really we have zero control over, and that we work to, that we don't worry about, because really we can't do anything about it. And it really probably isn't affecting us as we think that it really is, right? And so here's the thing. If we stop, number one, worrying about things we can't control, and number two, right, we just forget about them and focus on things that we can control and things about ourselves, and worry about our own goals, then we don't have to be encompassed in trying to be better than somebody when it really doesn't matter. We can work on our position in life, our goals in life, and making ourselves happier, instead of worrying about other people and what they're doing and everything else, and what they're saying and what's going on with keeping up with the Jones and all of that. And I think it's really important. Like recently, there's been, these kind of things have been talked about in the recent some videos that I've watched. Justin Nunley, and other people have talked about this, about focusing on your own goals and not worrying about other people's positions. And it's hard to do, I tell you. The world is very competitive, but it's hard to really focus if you're paying attention to somebody else while you should be paying attention to yourself. And that's kind of today's talk, really. It's all about working for yourself, your own goals and everything. And I think that's really important to do. Anyhow, so hopefully that was good for you guys. So also, we did not go live on Friday. Last Friday. The goal is to go live this Friday, for sure, and have a great Friday and whatnot. And now there's this speedster here. I just let her go by. Damn. That's remarkable. People are just nuts this morning. And anyways, it's a great big beautiful day. Yeah, here's another thing. If you're driving, here's another thing. Don't let other drivers make you furiously mad or upset, because you know what? You're all going to get to the place you're going, and it's really important to get there safe. That's one thing I stress when you're driving, is don't let other drivers get to you. You know, it's really not that important to try to be, try to be defenseful instead of assertive. Sometimes you have to be assertive to get where you're going, but you shouldn't do it and put yourself in harm. And making sure that you're not distracted all the time, that's important too. Because I just watched two people that were basically speeding and almost hit each other, and that was really bad. So make sure that you're driving safely every single day. It's important. You know, I've been making these videos in the car for a long time. I don't never put, phone is really not important. I don't really even read. I don't read anything. I don't pay attention to anything other than driving, really here. And it's important to keep both hands on the wheel. I'm not going to take my hands off the wheel to show you what, but it's really important stuff. And driving is an important task. We do it a lot. We spend a lot of time every day driving to and from work somewhere else, and I just want to capitalize on telling you that I think that it's a serious thing to take. Don't joke around, because people get killed by cars all the time. Anyhow, so I don't want to go down that. I don't want to drill people on that anymore. So it's a great day. It's 28 degrees right now. It's being cold. It has been. We're going through a slump and this road is very bumpy. This is the worst road that I drive on. The temperatures are very, very, very cold in the morning. I cannot wait when it's 40 degrees every morning instead of 20. Yeah, I cannot wait until that time comes. I am happy that in the morning, the sun has been coming up at 7 in the morning, and we've been getting about 13 hours of daylight time because the sun doesn't go down until 8:05-ish, and that's really great. So anyhow, that's what's going on, and I really appreciate you guys watching this morning and becoming part of the drive time rant. I don't know if I really want to call it that. That's what it is. It's not rant. Sometimes it's something I want to talk about to you guys, and it is kind of therapeutic, but it sometimes goes for a while, and it does become kind of rantish and whatnot. So anyhow, so that's what I know about that. And it's another great day in the D. All right, guys, I'm here at where I got to be at. You guys have a safe and wonderful day on Hump Day, and we'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.